All right, and I am live on a Grab Your Meat Friday afternoon. Pretty rare I go live Friday afternoons. It's been a busy kind of work farm day here today. Let me turn that down. That's working. And good afternoon, everybody. Sweet pineapple Fruit Loop. How you doing, honey? Welcome to Angie Dickinson Day and Grab Your Meat Day here. Cornholio Blues. Almost Uber. How are you? Probably y'all never even heard of Angie Dickinson. Hello, Deb in Vegas. How are you? Got your message today. Thank you. Joe Smith, Jackie Blue. I thought I'd just light it up for an hour or so this afternoon because it's Missy Jen's work farm kind of day today. And you might hear her. She's doing a scrub a lub lub on the bathroom floor because that's the way Missy Jen likes stuff. And I've been outside trimming hedges, and I got to get the watering system working again. Something's wrong with that. So I was so hot today, it was crazy out there. Hey, Noreen, lovable rogue, and Sean Smith, hipster heaven. Sounds like a great name for a racehorse, doesn't it? And coming down the stretch they come, it's hipster heaven by a length. Shay Shay, how are you? And good afternoon, Quinny. You remember her police woman? That's right. Hello, Bella Rose. Yeah, she has a lot of she has a very distinctive history. Hey, Charlie, how are you? Being as the least of which is she never wrote her memoirs, okay? Because she just didn't want to drop the hammer on other people. So how you doing, Sesame? Hello, Angel. Jackie says it's hot in the desert. I could use a little heat, but only if I'm poolside or chooch in the evening or something like that. She played a cop. Yes, she did. Policewoman with Earl Holliman. Some of you may remember that. Yeah, there's hipster. How you doing, McFly? Use your prepper sense. If it's one thing that McFly taught me starting in 2015, it was a couple things. Okay, don't beg people for money, and use your GD prepper sense out there in life. And you know what? Best sound advice that ever paid off, because we've been able to ride the Cornholio wave here without too much difficulty. Eating some chicken from KFC. Nice, Miguel. Very nice. Hope you all had a great weekend. Hey, Michelle, are you able to get out on the beach or anything? Missy, it's going to be, I don't know, 90s in LA tomorrow. Yeah, she was also in that great movie, Dressed to Kill. Sesame says, I'm okay. I'm just tired of being in bed all the time. I'm sorry, honey. Man, yeah, I'm jonesing for some good fried chicken. I don't know if it's KFC, which is pretty good, but I don't know what it is. You know, I got a little depressed this afternoon. I'll be honest with you, and I needed you guys to cheer me up. you're like, you're like, really? Hey, honey badger. Really, you hated Angie and thought she was the biggest slut ever. My. I don't know about that because she was offered much money to write her memoirs, and she turned it down, which was pretty amazing because she proposed the idea of telling her life story, a simple girl born in North Dakota, and they wanted to hear all the juiciness, and she said no. No, she said, I'm not going to. LA 94, baby. Sweet crazy. So, tacos tonight. Make your own is better. KFC can be great. Yeah, I love it. I like KFC 3 times a year. That's it. I rarely eat fast food. Last week when I had the burger or whatever, I was in Sonoma down there, and it was rare. I had the Jack in the Box. Don't get down. No, I'm not down. I'm feeling. I've picked myself right back up again. Okay. Hey, Kevin, what got me down? It was the Cornholio Blue. Number one, my local store here, you couldn't find cream in there. You can't find any, still can't find any pasta or flour products at all. The meat's 2/3 gone in the cases. And it was like just a bomb. There was no social distancing in that store, and it was chaos. So I came home and just didn't touch anything, sanitized myself, and cleaned off the milk I bought. So tonight I'll just be making a. It's going to be great because it's going to be warm. I can't imagine anything nicer than a slice of cold coconut cream pie, and I'm going to make a coconut cream pie tonight. Never told the grisly details. Looks like you've been. I have been outside today, as did Missy Jen. Gave me a lot of assistance today outside. I'm starting to get the front in shape. I figure I might as well just keep pushing forward here because it looks like I might not be down to Las Vegas for a while. So I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to get some sun. I'm probably going to order a little blow-up pool, splash around in the bikini outside. So make do with what you have. Yeah, we're wearing the same blouse. It's warm out. It's warm out. So it was. That's what I was going to talk about too, Carrie, because that's she sat for it. Okay, but you never in your life will hear what happened on that unless you go searching for the gory, very unusual woman. Certainly a sex kitten. So today we celebrate Angie Dickinson Day because somebody else wrote a memoir. And they were talking about the life of Mickey Mantle and how Mickey Mantle threw up on Angie Dickinson. He was so drunk he threw up on Angie Dickinson during a sex act. Can you imagine? Anything more buzzkill? Coconut cream pie. I make it. Listen, I'll be baking tonight on Rosie McNamara. Guaranteed Janet will come in as soon as my friend Janet, as soon as she hears coconut, she'll go below coconut. Yeah, I love coconut. Get over yourself. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. How you doing, Linda? How you doing, Linda? Nice to see you. So, I grew up. I had a very minor crush on Angie Dickinson. I thought she was a pretty hot tamale and policewoman, tough, a chick with a 38 police special. That was kind of. I know, Charlene. It's like the ultimate, right? I have to conclude she's a pretty classy person because I never heard about it before. You know, and it's 96 here and I'm melting today. Good, she deserved it. Wow, honey badger. Johnny Carson had the biggest crush on Angie Dickinson. Yeah, but she never got invited back to the Tonight Show for a very, very simple reason that we'll kind of explore a little bit. Have you installed? I have not put the fire pit in yet. It is still sitting boxed up. There's no really point putting it up. I mean, with summertime coming, unless we get a cool stretch, there's really no sense in putting it. I'd rather keep it nice and boxed up and good, you know, until I do something outside. I have a baking channel. I have the Rosie McNamara channel. It's teeny weeny bikini baking. It's not for anybody, but if you show up there, we have a good time. We produce a lot of good things to eat, and it's been a nice thing to have during lockdown to have a little bit of treats and stuff like that. Thank you, Missy. You must have rocked his boat. I don't know what it is, Joey D, but you know, if I'm a chick and a guy, you know, projectiles on me, it's not going to be a good rest of the night, you know. It's not going to be. It's not going to be. Old Mickey Mantle, man. Old Mickey Mantle. Kind of funny. So, we've been doing that today. I was very disappointed about the lack of supplies still to this time. And in talking to some of the people in the store, they said it's getting worse up there. Which goes to my thing, Grab Your Meat Friday. We've now taken the largest pork processing plant off of line in the nation, and we're beginning to take turkey processing farms and turkey processing slaughterhouses offline too. If you have any chance to put away a nice stock of meat, do so. You'll be glad you did. It's going to be like trying to grab hand sanitizer and all of that crap. Okay, it's going to be very hard, I think, after a while, once this current supply coming through the Cornholio factories comes through, then it's going to be difficult. So, hey, Sandy. Poor Bella says she won't be in our pool until the end of June, and Bella likes to get that lovely tan on. How you doing, Simon? Dean Martin on Johnny Carter Bond. They were talking about Angie. Yeah, she was quite the tamale. Spring Grove in Baltimore. Really, yeah, I thought they were closing. Spring Grove was like the mental hospital, right? It's where the how you doing, Tara? It's like we're the criminally insane. And if you're enjoying the chat today, please give me a thumbs up today and pull me out of my Cornholio blues this afternoon. How you doing, Sky? How you doing, Libra? I'm not sure what I'm going to... A lot of people have been asking me what I'm going to do tomorrow. I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do tomorrow. Part of it will depend on the heat. And all that for a little bit of a local road trip around here. So we shall see. Yeah, the bacon. I'll be grabbing that bacon and popping that bacon away. Okay, that's going to be pretty scarce unless you got a good local butcher. Just getting that pork belly and slicing that up for you. I report, you decide. I follow it on a daily basis. What is ratcheting down in this nation more and more. Boom, 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 boom. Yep, grab your meat Friday. Vicky Victoria, grab your meat. Grab your meat. Yep, yeah, get those thumbs up going. Thank you. It was so great last night. Thank you guys for yesterday, by the way. Last night was a blast. I did the best I could on social distancing. Had a little bit of champagne, and I satisfied my social, I call it my social sweet tooth. Okay, there's a new term I'm coining. How you doing, Cupcake? Social sweet tooth. In other words, I've got to be around people, and with Limo Jack and Christian St. Clair, it was fun for about an hour last night, and that made it another stellar outing. It is so nice, and if you guys didn't see last night's stream, make sure, especially if you want to watch the last hour. The guy I met maybe 3 weeks ago in Petaluma that was sitting in his car talking about the mask, and I was like, whoa, you know. Well, he knew about my channel, and I had his card. Well, he popped up again yesterday, and he called me on the street, you know, and he was like, Rosie, and he's like, I follow your channel, and I thought that was pretty cool. My mom is mad we encountered her to get rid of. We encouraged her to get rid of the freezer, I guess. So it was a good time. Yeah, it was a nice chooch, and it is just amazing when you meet somebody that is more talkative and more of a chatterbox and more of an extrovert than you do. It blows your mind than you are. I mean, and I'm like 100%, you know, body, soul, mouth. I'm out there 110%. And when you meet somebody that's out there 150%, and it's like your mouth is just. You're just open. Now I know the way my friend Janet and the boss feel when I'm around, because I'm always talking nonstop, right? And they're just like, you know, whoa, you know, Calgon, take me away. Yeah, thank you, Libra. Christian, well, yes, he was not doing a good job of social distancing, but he did tell me, yeah, that's right, McFly. Angie Dickinson said, my mother was against me being an actress until I introduced her to Frank Sinatra. It's what I tell you, McFly. Everything in the universe is relative, isn't it? It's like that was a different point in the time-space continuum. You're a nice North Dakota girl. Don't get mixed up in Hollywood and all. Oh, Frank Sinatra, that's cool. I told you to go to Hollywood, right? Should have listened to me years ago. So that made it a lot of fun. Yes, I hope to see Christian again. He's one of those kind of people that would definitely spice up a Rancho party if there ever is to be such a thing again. I mean, the news flow gets so dreary. All the Who Struck John BS about Trump said to drink Lysol. I'm like, poor Lysol. They finally put all the crap from the 1920s behind about recommending that women use it as a feminine douche product, and here we go again. 100 years later. The oldest employee's like, yeah, I've been here before. This product was, the old days. And they'd be like, Frank, don't say it, okay? It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I got to take a shower too. Is raining out there on your side? Not on mine. It is hot as the devil. Yesterday we had fun. Yeah, we had Pissy Paula Dean in a classy pop-up party. I'll tell you what, Mr. Jen. They're testing UV lights in the tubes of the ventilators. He had that. Yeah, I know, Mouse Toes, but never miss an opportunity to take a swing at a president, right? And remember, I'm not neither a Democrat nor a Republican, so I'm pretty much down the being sarcastic. Yeah, Lysol can be a little bit of, hey, Jero, how are you? Can be a little bit heavy duty on that. But, it's just, today's $4 trillion budget deficit. Who gives a damn, man? Just say that. Who cares, man? Who cares? Why don't you just give us all $100,000? Tell us to just take a year off. Reopen Vegas and Disneyland and Disney World and the Universal Studios and Schluterberger, whatever, parks and stuff, and let's just call it a summer, right? Let's just have a good time. As long as it's just, Chinese money, whatever, just pile it on pile. Just give it out. That's it. How you doing, Jan? Nice to see you. Great videos on the whole Quebec trip. And if you guys have not subscribed to Jan and Bruce Adams Van Adventures, please do so. They cover a lot of ground and they show a lot of things that are very interesting, particularly when they go to cities and places like that. So highly recommend that channel. Let's see, I heard once about that Lysol. It was true. It was true. Lysol at one time was originally developed as a feminine douche product. Can you imagine that? It's a little much. That's what I'm saying, Jackie Blue. It's a little bit much. Vicky says he wasn't being sarcastic! Exclamation point. I saw it! Exclamation point. He was asking the doctor a question. Oh, McFly, if Vegas is closed till August 1st, I'm going to have to jump out the window. But first, I'm going to have to get a multi-story residence to do that. It's crazy. Yeah, so hey, yeah. What kind of letters are those? I don't know what you're talking about. Letters would make money. Well, just thinking about it makes my knees knock together. But I hope not. I mean, I don't believe um, if this, yeah, I see Treasure Island's planning to reopen. Hey, what's going on, William? Nice to see you. Not much. Just in lockdown, usual BS. Just trying to get out a little bit and do a little street reporting and have a little bit of fun. Winky, how you doing, honey? Have to drive in a bit. Nice to see you. Hope you're staying safe. So, I don't know. I don't think a nation, if it was winter time, let's say this happened in January, February, March, right? Instead of March, April, May, and I don't think people would have cared so much. But now, what do you think if this country's locked down till June, July, August, which I don't think it will be? I think the Cornholio will kind of get fried out of the air for a little bit. Maybe it'll come back in fall. But if it goes at the rate we're going now, I mean they'll we'll be destitute, right? Right. The only thing moving in the labor markets will be the cockroaches. That's about it. So that's all. Well, only thing I can say is the trip would have been better if we could speak French. Well, it is what it is. Jan, you go over to Eastern Canada, and the French have sometimes had that culture of what I call cultural imperialism, and they will look down their nose. I mean, I always found that when I was in France myself, that at least if I attempted, c'est bon or c'est magnifique or bonjour, and tried to speak a little bit of French. After they stopped laughing, then they were really nice, and then they would help you. But I think the ugly American syndrome kind of caught us a little bit in Europe at that time. Peachy Pie, how are you doing? Let's see. Vicky's here pouring more cold water on the situation. The governor of Nevada said they are nowhere ready to open the state. Basically called the mayor an idiot. Okay. Well, let me put it this way. Well, maybe she could have before. She could have had the job as governor. Okay. It's a one city state, okay? Yeah, we know money reminds them that they know English. Yeah, that's it. Money opens up the ears. Hello, Justin. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been remonetized. That'll probably last about a week or so before we get caught up in the usual error over there. But everything's good. I don't come on and hound people about monetization. It's not my thing. But I was just had to think. I mean, do you guys think that being cooped up in the house, Jackie Blue down in Surprise, and you guys down in the Southwest on San Diego? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got like Bill Gates. I got a $10 million house on the beach in San Diego now, with the hot tub and stuff that seats 10. in, up in Del Mar. Imagine you can't go to the beach, Bill. Sorry about that. I wouldn't mind being stuck in my garden, but it's way too cold here. I'm gonna try. If I don't go chooching tomorrow, and I may not, I might try to get some plantings. But you know me, I like to go chooching. I got an idea of a place to go tomorrow. That could be pretty fun that I've enjoyed going before, and it's been a bit. So, all right, take care, Winky. Thank you for stopping by. Good, Lolly. How are you? Nice to see you today. I hope everything is going well in Lolly Land for you. Every time I see Lolly Cunningham now, I think of those legs up in that tub and doing a little shaving. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're starting to really hit all the notes with me, Lolly. Bruce's sister speaks pidgin French leftover from school. It's a friend a little better than that. That's cool, you know. So yeah, everything's going good. I'm going to be making a coconut cream pie. For those of you who care, a lot of people don't, and that's fine. As somebody said to me, the beauty now, Rosie, is you got 3 channels. You can bikini bake, and then people come here for regular daily crap, and then if they want more of the flow of economic stuff, they got the Murphy channel and some other things there, so it's good. Love Del Mar Beach. I'm sorry to hear he owns property. It's a beautiful place. Del Mar is lovely. Before you get all you get below all the craziness of Oceanside and all that stuff around there. So, but I had a dream of a nice, I don't want to make a cake. I want to have a nice refrigerator pie. I want to have a coconut cream pie. I can pull it out tomorrow morning on the morning of a hot day and enjoy a piece of pie for breakfast. So, yep, coconut cream pie. So once again, how you doing, Brandon? Craft beer pours. Best to you and Trisha. I swear, I listen to you guys on replay a lot. I just don't seem to make it over. When I do like it though when Trish does the late night drinking and gets a buzz on in the kitchen. I also like your short visits. Thank you, lovable. So I try to put the okay, Nori. Now I try to put sometimes 3 or 4 discussions over on the Murphy channel, and people seem to like that. It seems to build a following on there because people like to have opinions real time of what's going on. So I'm going to have another couple ones coming up. But tomorrow I probably will be on the road to a place I have gone before that you guys haven't seen too much. I'm not going to go over to Oakland. I don't want to contend with the heat on the streets over there and everybody being in a pissy mood. We did our Oakland for a while, probably until fall down here. So we went out yesterday and bought rubber garden gloves for the Cornholio. Good idea. Fremont Street might open a lot sooner than the Strip. Yeah, the Strip is not the city, and they've got a monument approval by the... Yeah, I would agree, Cobra John. Downtown is Metro. Okay, and the Strip is Clark County out there. Okay, that's why you have a different police force up on the Strip than you do, and Metro is meaner than hell down in the city. Okay, you don't mess with Metro. Okay, but I love the city. I'm not crazy about the Strip. But if you think that people are going to get together under that canopy on Fremont Street and be able to mill about and cornholio each other and be drinking, I don't know. I don't know. Some of the people aren't going to have masks. Some of the people are just going to chuck the mask. I don't know how it's going to work out. Watched Anderson Cooper's map with the mayor. That was interesting. Wasn't that nice, Mark? That poor... yeah, I was out today, Craig. Every day is going to be more and more sunshine. I was out working, not bikini, but doing honest to God work out there in the yard. I'll show you guys tomorrow. I used to live in San Diego. My ex and I would visit the Poseidon restaurant, Del Mar Beach on the out there. It was right at the other. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? I like La Jolla too. La Jolla is beautiful down there. So I noticed, you guys remember when I went to Encinitas last year? That's about 40 miles north of San Diego. A beautiful place. They have Moonlight Beach. I went there. They had the beautiful gardens, the beach that you walk down, and had a couple food reviews. They had big protests there last Saturday, like 200 people down. And then they went to the mayor's office. And she started to get frightened. I mean, when people start showing up outside your house and calling you out, you never know what the hell a mob is going to do. So, thank you, Bad Sport, watching your live stream. I wish we could hang out someday. Well, I will be down in the Phoenix area. I want to meet Jackie Blue. How you doing, Laura? Right? And I want to meet some other people down there. I want to reserve that for my winter time. You know, like the hell is that? What's the place? Scottsdale, and down in places like that, and down in Yuma and Tucson. I doubt if I'll get down there during the summertime unless I get the Cornholio lets up and I can get my teeth checked out there. Hey, Van Holler! In the US, I don't know how I got here, but I think it was something to do with the camper van video watch. Hello, USA. Okay, Van Holler. We certainly know Van Hool buses, right? Big, ultra comfortable buses that ride. I do not play video games. I've never been a video gamer. Have not. The only game I ever played was the first game, Atari Pong. Bing, bong. That's it. You know, just like I declared with computers in 1976, declaring there's no future in computing. If you have to punch a stack of cards this thick, IBM cards, to tell what 2 + 2 is, this computer thing will never take off in the world. And my other thing after playing Pong, this gaming will never have a future in the world. Famous last words. Famous last words. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's good, Joey D. They're looking forward to seeing you in August. I guess that would be Reno. Lieber says I worked in La Jolla at Scripps Clinic and research. People in La Jolla pay a lot for the profit, and they have a sea fog clears. Yes, they do. We do too on the coast here. We have what's called the Marine Lair, and La Jolla is beautiful. The Scripps Institute and Research Foundation, beautiful. Very nice to live, place to live. You go down to the beach and up on the bluff, on the beautiful grass, up on the perfectly level. You have the La Jolla Women's Bridge Club building, right on the bluff, playing bridge to the most beautiful scenery on planet Earth. And I thought to myself, yeah, there is an upper crust in the world. Okay. How you doing, Aka? Nice to see you. So we had Pong, it was black and white. So I'm not a futurist, okay? I predicted the demise of computers, and I predicted that gaming would never amount to anything in the world. Okay, that's the way I felt about it. Nintendo Switch and a PS4. Yeah, a lot of people had that. Yeah, I did Space Invaders. I did Pac-Man. Classic Pac-Man. It'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having that in a console. You know, the old console. That would be pretty cool. You know, that was about the limits of what I did on that. I mean, you don't see a lot of 60-year-old broads, right, tooling it up with the young folks in gaming channels, and you motherfucker, I'm gonna kill you. You did. Watch out! Don't hit Grand Theft Auto 4. Don't hit that whore on the corner. Ooh. we're reading National Geographic magazine, and we're kneading bread, and we're changing grandkids' diapers, and doing. Hey, Grandma talking on the phone and Zoom. Hi, Joey. How are you? Played Pong games. That was my limit. Yeah, Pac-Man was super popular. Super. Remember the T-shirts and all that. So I used to go down to that area that's right near Black's Beach and I went down to Black's Beach with Elbow. We made it down. We made it back up there. It was 1,000 feet down, and it was miserable. Okay, you know, I wouldn't say 1,000. At least 300 feet down to that beach, just to shake your tatas and put them on display. I won't be doing that again. All right, there's no way I'll be doing that again. Wasn't really my bag. I'd rather go to Palm Springs or something like that, to a nice resort or something like that. So we get the bag, punch card punches, and used it for confetti, picking those things. Yeah, wasn't that something, Jackie? That was it. Yeah, you got a visual, huh? I got a visual that tonight is the night. So, Angie Dickinson Day. This is one of the most interesting people, to me, that Hollywood ever encountered. I just want to take a minute to acknowledge Angie Dickinson. Born in North Dakota, highly discouraged from going into acting and other things until, as somebody said today, chance to meet Frank Sinatra. Then it's all good. Okay, she was a party girl in Hollywood. I don't know if she was a pass-around girl. Okay, but I do remember her from Policewoman, which was a pretty good show. And I think she was a pretty good actress too. And I think that she did some feature movies. I think that her weakness, I don't think she ever did an Alfred Hitchcock, which is unusual because Alfred Hitchcock always liked to cast blondes, the Kim Novaks, the Tippi Hedrens, etc., in the Doris days in his movies. So she didn't get that. Why is it her day? Because 8 hours ago, I guess somebody published a biography on Mickey Mantle, and it's claimed that when Mickey Mantle was in a drunken state, and making love to Angie Dickinson that he threw up all over her. And I thought, something like that, you deserve, having endured that, you deserve a day to be memorialized and celebrated. But more than that, some years ago, some of you remember the show, and it was quite popular. Especially back in the 1950s, it was called This Is Your Life. And they did hundreds. I can't remember who the guy was that would host This Is Your Life. He did it for years. People would come out, Laurel and Hardy come out, Frank Sinatra, Dean, everybody would come out. Politicians, all of that. One person. Now everybody gets called out. You don't know what's going to happen. You're called in like, hey, we're just having a little interview here, and they don't tell you we're going to do This Is Your Life. Everybody else, every person that ever did that show just went with the flow until Angie, hey Pennywise, until Angie Dickinson showed up. And as soon as she got wind, they're like, oh, okay, here comes Pat Sajak, and he's got a book called, he's like, Angie, we didn't call you down here. Yeah, Ralph Edwards, thank you. Angie, we didn't call you down here to talk about an interview. We called you down here because today, this is your life. And as soon as she got that in her head, on the TV, I don't know if it ever went out because they never aired it. She said, I'm not doing a fucking interview. You can listen. Angie Dickinson, This Is Your Life. She said, I'm not doing a fucking interview. But Angie, we brought all of these people from your past, your grade school teacher. I'm not doing a fucking interview. My hair's a mess. I'm not in the proper frame of mind. I'm not in the proper frame of mind to do This Is Your Life. Fuck it, I'm not doing it. And it was amazing to me. It was amazing to me that a star would he would just like roll with it. Okay, you're already there. And she went ballistic. That appearance on that cost her relationship with Johnny Carson, because Johnny Carson loved Angie Dickinson, but he was so put off by the fact that she made such a scene and disgraced the whole format of This Is Your Life that he never had her back on. And she was always on the Tonight Show. She was on the Tonight Show at least once a month. Never saw her again. And when somebody told me that a couple weeks ago, because I watched a lot of This Is Your Life. They have the old episodes on YouTube. It's kind of cool, Laurel and Hardy, and Max Sennett being on, the producer of Laurel Hardy and all that. It was fun. But I don't know what exactly came over her that day. Yeah, she fought back is all she did. Okay. But there's a nice way to do it and a wrong way. Now, the person a couple weeks ago said, Rosie, this reminds me, you got to see this thing. This reminds me of last year. Do you guys remember when Dave the Fisherman had the streaming house in Las Vegas? Okay. And I think Simon might be in here, my friend Simple Simon on here, who's anything but simple. And Cat, The Glamorous Life, and I think, who in the hell was it? Stickers, and can't remember who in the hell else it was. And they went out that night in they hired a limousine, and I was out with D-Dubs. I think I was. Right? Do y'all remember that, Simon? and everybody in that limousine was getting blasted. And they're all trying to get Rosie out to have to have the meetup out there on the road. And I didn't do it. I had an Angie Dickinson moment. I don't know what got into my head, but all of a sudden I dug my heels in. And, because I had already told Dave, we texted earlier, I said, I'm not, I'm out doing, I'm hanging out, I'm doing my chooching thing, because I'm going to see you tomorrow anyway and come over and pop by. Yeah, they could not find me. So I had an Angie Dickinson moment. There was no way, no how on God's green earth that I was going to get over and be a part of that night. Because I think our minds are the same. And somebody said it at that time. I went cranky like Snap. Because maybe it's because you get to be an old bat like and you kind of get yourself planned out. And you can no longer shift gears. You cannot pull yourself out of that. You can't downshift anymore to second gear or whatever. You're just stuck. Okay? You cannot do it. That's what I'm going to call that now. That will henceforth be known as an Angie Dickinson moment. Where for whatever God knows reason, I'm not fucking meeting anybody tonight. All right, D, let's get another beer. No, it's all good, Simon. I love you. We had a good time. We hung out, right? And I saw you again in the beautiful city of Cumberland, Maryland, which I adore. And I will be seeing you again, God willing, with the Cornholio and all that. And we'll be hanging out again and having a great time. But good Lord, that was it. That's why I bring up Angie Dickinson, because finally I discovered somebody in Hollywood that had a moment like I did. Okay, and she F-bombed Pat Sajak and that crew. And when word of that got back to Johnny Carson, that was the end of Angie Dickinson, man. That was the end of it. She didn't get any more movie roles, nothing, man. She didn't get jack. Maybe a little Hallmark cameo or something like that. I don't like surprise. I cannot shift out of gears, sweet pineapple. I'm just like, I got my itinerary. It's like a flight path. I can't go up to 38,000 feet all of a sudden. It's I don't know if Dave offered me 100 to go in a limo that night, but it didn't. I got to tell you this, McFly. If anybody in that party had offered me $100 to go into that limo, I would have pushed D aside and said, have a great rest of your night. See you back at the hostel. I'm going to take a limo ride. All right, but I never remember cash inducements as being part of the whole operation. Okay. I don't know. I finally met a fellow traveler in life, and forevermore, Angie Dickinson and I will be forever bonded as the no effing way people of life. Libra says, I'm like that now. I've gotten past the need to please people all the time. You said no to the Hummer. It was offered. I don't even, I said no to the 100. It was I guess I was already one tall boy in on an empty stomach or something. I don't know. You were on the curb drinking beer. I was. So I'm here to formally apologize to that crew again. 9 months on or whatever. Saying I had an Angie Dickinson moment. Forgive me. Yeah, you gotta follow your instincts. You gotta see that. Just put Angie Dickinson, "This Is Your Life," and you'll get to hear the great, beautiful woman just F-bomb away. Now it gives you one of those rare little glimpses into Hollywood in the way that some people really are when the camera's not rolling. Now I can understand Angie Dickinson. You know, she's there, she thinks she's rehearsing, so her hair's a little messed up. And she's thinking, my God, when people finally see this broadcast, I'm going to look like a friggin' crow. You know, I'm going to look like an old bat and not the young, vivacious Angie. This is going to be a career killer. It's a career killer. It's a career killer. So that's why I proclaim today Angie Dickinson Blues Day for a fellow traveler of mine. Now, I'm pretty much going to go out. Yeah, watch it right now, Queenie. It's just unreal. You rarely get a moment that's captured on film of a star just flat out, no graciousness, no nothing. And I couldn't ever imagine that somebody ever on This Is Your Life would would never do it, and I wouldn't have believed it if somebody had told me. Let's see. McFly says, Rosie, if you think about doing a chooch where Carol Lombard plane crashed outside of it, she was married to Clark Gable. Yeah, she was on a war bond tour, and unfortunately, her plane went down. As did McFly, the great Glenn Miller, when taking off over the English Channel, never to be seen again. You know, but this is what people did at that time. They gave it 100% their all, even when they were entertainers and stuff. There was just things that people could do, and I have a lot of respect for her. She was a fun actress. She had a lot of style. So we'll see some things outside of Vegas, but I've had continuous requests to go to Area 51. The problem is you drive the X miles out, you get to a gate, and you turn around and you come back. You're not going to be able to put a drone up in the sky. You're going to have some guys in some white Suburbans and things. Not my idea of a good time. Okay, so that's one thing I can't. Yeah, they never found Glenn Miller. That's right. So that's one thing I can't do. Yes, Clark Gable was the lead male in Gone with the Wind. Rhett Butler. Okay, you have the great Olivia de Havilland, who is still alive today. Was the last surviving person in that movie. The great Olivia de Havilland and her sister, who hated her guts, Joan Fontaine. Right, those two. Also Amelia Earhart. Yep. But you got to remember at that time, yeah, that's right, Madowicks, thank you. At that time, when Amelia Earhart went down, it wasn't just her. She went down with her navigator, Fred Noonan, too. Okay. So, you know, maybe he was doing a little in the back or whatever. Yeah, chased by the camo vans. Yeah, I don't know, Lovable Road. Yeah, yeah, Glenn Miller disappeared over, just finished doing a benefit concert, I believe, for the USO McFly, and he took off to England, and he never arrived. Plane trouble, probably ditched in the English Channel. Search showed nothing. You can imagine how much wreckage, right, is on the bottom of the path between France and England and the English Channel. There's no hope of getting that. Hey, Judy, how are you? Yeah, she has some good stories. Her and her sister just hated each other to pieces. Joan Fontaine. How you doing, Vegas Vixen? What's up, honey? Vegas Vixen. Joan Fontaine was, I don't know, she was I don't know. She was a little too. Her when she would stand, she would be pitched forward too much. For my, she looked like she was always kind of on a forward slope, and it's a little disarming. You have to adjust your posture. It has been a long week. And the weeks are getting longer and longer. Oh no, who is Glenn Miller? Was one of the great band leaders of the 1930s and the 40s. Very popular band leader, Glenn Miller. Glenn Miller and the Boys, many famous songs. You think all that died in plane crash? Too many, McFly. A lot of them just would hop private charters or, like Patsy Cline. Hey, cousin Bucky, his guy, his guy. Yeah, I got my own. I got my own Cessna, McFly. I'll fly you up there, right into the side of a damn mountain. I told the story before. The first guy on the scene was 18 years old. First job at the police station on dispatch. Went up there, found her head on one tree and her rotator cuff, and just really could never find the body. They looked up in the tree and it stuck up in the crotch of a tree. I can't imagine. The guy said I was scarred for life. Unbelievable. Yeah, I got, it's like, yeah, Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper, and right, let's fly up to Clear Lake, right? And that wind and everything else. No thanks. I'll take commercial every day of the week. All right. Yeah, Jimmy Stewart played in the Glenn Miller story. Ladies and gentlemen, from the casino room at Glen Rock, it is the Glenn Miller Orchestra. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Double Trouble. Yeah, John Denver, same kind of deal. Payne Stewart in a private jet, right? The Air Force is flying next to him. They can see the guys passed out at the controls of the plane, right? Lost air pressure or something like that. What are you going to do? You can't lasso the plane and bring it down. So I never got the hell with that. You don't think I've had offers to get in Lear jets with nice looking men and women? I've had to turn them down. I had to break a few hearts in the aviation world there. Yeah, Company B. Before your time, but you love that kind of music. Glenn Miller was a legend. Do 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 la dee la da da dee la da da dee la da da dee do do do. Some of the great big band, right? Yeah, they about that Limo off topic. Congratulations, thank you, Judge, whatever. Down in, thank you. Limo says, congratulations on getting the right to buy ammo again without a background check. Somebody's finally seeing sense. Thank you, Limo, for bringing that up. A judge this morning declared in a 129-page opinion or whatever that making people register and background check for ammunition was a violation of the Second Amendment right, wherein it abridges people's freedom, abridges and infringes the right to bear arms. So, yeah, that's it. You want to take on constitutional amendments, good luck. Boy, they wouldn't like it if people fiddled with the right to drink or the right to voting rights down south or the right to assembly or the right freedom of religion and blah, blah, blah. Freedom of the press, but boy, they would have a fit, man. They don't seem to care when you mess with the Second Amendment. Well, to me, I'm sorry, they're all equivalent. All equivalent. Was very glad to see that happened. I played Fallout 4. I love the 50s music and fun. Why does anyone need a ton of ammo? Because we could be facing a ton of problems in the future, sweet pineapple. And this rancho could very well be under heavy assault. It could almost be like a zombie apocalypse. And it will give Jen and I a tremendous sense of comfort as we stand there with our small arms to be able to know behind us we have thousands more rounds as the goons start coming over the fence and things. And we're dishing out headshots like it's ice cream on a hot summer day in Brooklyn, New York. It's the feel-good factor of having it. Okay, that's the thing. Right? That's the way I feel it. Thank you, John. They never found John. Thank you, John. Brentford says they never found John Denver's head. What the serious? Probably shattered. Yeah, you can live in Missouri. You can do whatever you want. I don't think we can limit people. You know, how much alcohol can you store in your house? How much food can you store in your pantry? How many newspapers can you be subscribed to? How many movie services can you watch? Why do you need so many clothes in your closet? It's all the freedoms we enjoy as Americans and exercise in our constitutional amendment rights. Rights that had to be attached to the Constitution or states wouldn't sign off on the Constitution, right? That's why we have amendments. Lots of stuff about, yeah, that's good. You live in a pro. I don't make a big deal out of it. No, it's all right, sweet pineapple. A lot of people have the theory. I mean, some people are they're enthusiasts. They'll buy dozens and dozens of weapons and things. For me, give me one dependable. Thank you, John. Give me one dependable piece, and
They never found John Denver's head.
Now I'm not going to sleep tonight. They didn't find John Denver's head. I say there's something to that, pineapple. Be proficient. Have one in backup, and just be a very good shot. Okay. Changed our gun laws, whatever. Live in Georgia. No crazy gun laws. Yeah, how many Oreos can you store exactly? How you doing, monkey boy? Nice to see you. And it has roots in the ancient English common law. You know, it's put down the rise of a tyrannical government. It's no secret when we've seen some of these protests in place, people will pull up with closed back, looks like paramilitary trucks, and they'll pull the canvas open in the back, and there's guys back there with long arms. Why? Because they're allowed to have it. And they take them to the protest as a subtle reminder that if you're going to try to infringe people's rights, there's going to be a cost involved in that. You know, it's a little bit of a subtle telegraphing of things. And notice now the heat is kind of backed off a little bit now. The temperature's kind of gone down on a little bit of that stuff. If arms are illegal, only outlaws will have them. Yeah. There's a certain balance for somebody. There's a certain balance of justice when somebody goes into a ghetto 7-Eleven and, you know, puts the thing in the face and, right? And somebody else that's in there just picking up a 6-pack or something that happens to be concealed carry is like, oh, hell no. Hey, buddy. What you want? Say. Well, there's something to that too. There's something to that too, Carly. There's a lot of them, but they're not in the faces of. I mean, most people. But let's face it, most people are very, very, very respectful and considered owners. They understand that it's a constitutional right to have that, but they don't abuse it. They store their weapons properly. They keep them in a state of, keep them clean. They keep ammunition in safe places. They abide. They're law. They're the backbone of law-abiding Americans. They're not here to be thugs on the street. They're not going to go out tearing copper out of abandoned houses and squatting and going out and raising hell. There's a difference between them and thugs that just pick it up because they want to do something. They want to raise a little hell or be a part of a gang or give some street justice to somebody. So, how's my kitty? How is my kitty? What kitty? There's my kitten cat. There's going to be constitutional backlash. Looking for it. The wheels grind slow. They went too far. I'm not required to lock up anything. There you go. Guns don't kill people. People kill. And they don't go out and brand. That's right. Right. There was only one time in all of the years ago, Missy, Jen, and I purchased some firearms. We did a short video at the store. Did a few videos on the range. We haven't done any videos here pulling out the cash and showing things and fondling our things. Only one time in a live stream when we had somebody to hop the back fence out there. Places that have problems with firearms for the most part are undesirable neighborhoods. Yeah. So it's just the way I feel about it. I feel like it's my duty as an American to uphold that constitutional amendment right as much as freedom of the press or the right to not bear witness against yourself and the Fifth Amendment rights and the 23rd Amendment for allowing drinking and repealing the 14th Amendment or whatever. So, yeah, you remember that, John? Nice to see you. Yeah, I keep them stored away, keep them very safe. You know, and when we need them, they're there. There's a certain comfort factor. Here in Australia, you have to have a battery. You can't carry it on the street. I think that's fair enough. Australia has a right to have its own laws. I mean, New Jersey, New York, forget about it. New Jersey, I think it's automatic jail over there. It's just the way it is. Just the way it is. So, but I'm a law respectful person, and I feel like when people keep chipping away and they're chipping away at the wrong thing. They should be chipping away at how these thugs were raised. And the poor and lack of parenting skills that produce the thug that goes out there on the street. But we can't do that. That's not. We can't point blame. We have to blame the weapon, not the person or their upbringing or whatever. Their lack of training. Therein is the real problem. So. That's the real problem. Yeah, a lot of them were raised. That's exactly right. A lot of them were raised by the government, so they have responsibilities. And when you want to talk about too many guns, complain to the parent of it, the governments. Okay, they fostered the climate of entitlement and everything else in here. My brother, thank you, Lee. My brother's a police officer. Police here in ours are so hard about a police officer. I'm not just ashamed. People here in ours are so horrible, but I don't know. That's you know, it is what it is. But I respect police. I've never. Yeah. Well, somebody's got to do the job. How would you like to be a police officer in Baltimore, Maryland, down in the heat of the ghetto? Down on Pennsylvania Avenue or down on Monroe Street or Russell Street on a nice July, August day when it's about 100 degrees and 100% humidity. And, you know, half the city's unemployed. And, you know, the welfare checks bounce. I'd be like, dig a moat around the city, man. That's it. Yeah, there you go, Jan. That's right. Guns and ammo keep tyranny in check. Subtly, in very subtle ways. Nobody has to go out there and wave things. And that's exactly what that, in my opinion, is exactly what the framers of the Constitution intended it to be. So the governments would think twice about nonsensical and tyrannical actions. So are they redlining now with the stay-in-place orders? Well, so far it's okay, because people see death rates are rising and they're thinking this is probably a good thing. Sometimes we have to protect people from themselves, or protect a asymptomatic carrier like a typhoid Mary from going out there and infecting a lot of other people. So, there's something to be said for that too. So. Yeah, father deprivation is real. I believe that it is. I believe that is. How you doing, Doll Factor? And that's a hey Jen, that'll be for a discussion on Rosie Murphy one night. How did we get to this point that this thug life is celebrated in everywhere from Hollywood to the movie industry, right on down the line. The thug life, it's where it's at. Currently, I'm breaking this out. Yeah, I got a sign on we got a little sign on the front window here. And we'll be upgrading the lights and some other things because let me tell you, it's going to be tough times coming up in the hood here. And there'll be some people that'll try some shenanigans and things will get tough here. Probably not till late summer or early fall. But there's a sticker that says, think twice, there's nothing worth dying for in here. And that's the truth. And that's the absolute truth. Little children been killed by guns and parents death. Yeah, that's irresponsible gun ownership, Carly. Irresponsible ownership. Okay? What can we do? I got kids walking the streets with their parents, ride bikes, being in gangs at parks. They're not wearing masks. Okay, they're having birthday parties with 25, 30 kids and all the parents down there. And every day in the county here, cases are spiking up. You cannot patrol everybody's parenting or lack of parenting skills, unfortunately. And that's the sad reality. Thank you, Lee. That's the sad reality. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I feel a twinge every time I pass somebody that doesn't have a mask on outside, especially joggers, and they're huffing out and exhaling like crazy. Not mask police, neither. Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not the mask police. So you know what I do? I keep my mouth shut, Susie, and I keep my distance. Because although I may be out on the street a bit, I'm still wearing a mask and still doing my darndest to maintain social distancing. Now, some people will say, well, you had a pop-up party. We were still distanced. I don't care what, I hope nothing happened. Limo Jack and Christian do standing next to each other. It's just the way it is. Well, that's... Kit and Kat, that's, we could go all the way back to the Great Society of Lyndon Baines Johnson. And maybe one time over on the Murphy channel, we'll get into it and we'll explore. We'll have 20 people on the chat, but we'll get into the roots of where it all began, where it all screwed up. So, try hard to buy. Man, my nephew was murdered in school because he wanted to live as a girl. Shot him. But yeah, I can't even imagine that, Jackie Blue. That's brutal. That's kids. Kids have the most heart and they have the least heart. So very sorry to hear that. Yeah, well, Johnson started a lot of the thug crap. Yes, he did. But we'll save that kit and cat for a philosophical on there. We'll explore the roots of Johnson's great society and his ambitions and where they went off the rails. And I was, I don't want to say a victim. I was in a public school system in the early to mid 70s that was in the throes of busing and uh, terrible times. The whole system got turned on its head. What had been a model of educational excellence, public education turned into a disaster zone in Baltimore. And that was it. Yep, grab your meat, Si. You better grab your meat. I'm telling you guys, get your bacon put away. If you like bacon once in a while, you want BLTs through the summer. They're slaughtering the hogs now on the other side because you can't get in the bottleneck because there's less and less processing capability. Okay. Same thing is going to happen to Amazon's going to start getting choked down. And you know what Amazon said today? Jeff Bezos said? And Jeff's made about 20 billion more in the last month or so. Jeff told those people that aren't working either go on sick leave or come back to work. Okay, so that's the way that goes. That's that. Dal scrubbing bubbles. That's it. Well, Carly, I'm sorry for that, honey. You know, kids endure that. There was a kid in my grade school who had tragically had cystic fibrosis, and all he could do was cough and put out goo, and he took a terrible beating. Not physically, but just it was tough. Tough. It's not just the pork; it's a lot of things are coming. The turkey's coming, and all that. North Missouri. There's a lot of them closing now. So there's 2 weeks of a frozen meat supply, and then beyond that, I don't know. Tons of different meat. Yeah, that's good, McFly. My dough's going really well. Okay, glad to hear that. Yes, we got lots of bacon. There you go. Yay. And your price will be good too. Because when the meat does come back, the hair is going to stand on end when people stand at the meat counter, and the demand for meat's just going to go down. It's going to be tough. Essential worker, because sacrificial would be too honest. Exactly. That's what it would be. So I feel sorry for those people that are working in those processing plants and things, because it's just a certain number of them are going to they're not going to make it. We got a lot of chicken here and some other things, but I think we're pretty well all set. So I want to give you a little heads up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, please do so on your now, if you wouldn't mind doing that. Let's see if we can get to 100 thumbs up this afternoon. We've had a good time. A little bit of Grab Your Meat Friday. A few laughs, a little bit of seriousness, but a good time. For those of you who care, I will be baking tonight on the McNamara channel, making a coconut cream. For the other ones, I want to thank you so much for being on this afternoon. Enjoy your weekends as best as you can. Yahooty, yep, I'm just on my way out right now. But I want to thank all of you for coming on today. And these are times we need entertainment like this. These are times we need to get together and just talk and just have that sense of normalcy that we had, and just tell each other eventually everything's going to be okay. Sometimes people need to hear that. I had somebody write me overnight that just, I'm out of my mind with worry and fear. And the only thing that keeps me going is going to hangouts and talking to other people, and I get de-stressed. I'm like, honey, then just come to hangouts. de-stress, and you know, we're here for you. We are here for you. 5 more and we got it made. Come on, 5 more thumbs out there. All right, guys. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. Thank you, my wonderful moderators out there, for your beautiful jobs that you guys always do. And good to see all of you. And happy Friday to you.